Welcome to the Love Laura podcast. Join us for all things fashion, fun, girls' chats, and all the behind the scenes. This is what you will not see on socials. This is getting right behind the brand. Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Love Laura podcast.
You're lucky that we're both here for this podcast because there was almost a wee rumpus in the kitchen there, Laura, wasn't there?
Oh, let's get into that after. Listen, first of all, I think we have to start by thanking everyone for the feedback. This has been incredible.
So good.
So we launched the first episode kind of just as a wee tester. We didn't know how far we could take this or if you guys were actually going to love it. So seems like you are. So here we are, episode 2. We've got Carly in the background, our producer, keeping all things right and PG. She should have been in the kitchen this morning.
Yeah, maybe she should have, honestly. You're going to say it's my OCD. I'm going to say it's your, what the flip.
Okay, let's tell everyone what happened in the kitchen this morning. This is real life walk-in wardrobe.
Real life walk-in wardrobe. Couldn't find Laura. Knew she was probably making her matcha. Went down to the kitchen and walked into what can only be described like a teenage boy being in the kitchen. I was like, Laura, have you been everywhere in here? She's like, what? Just making my matcha. Fridge opened, cupboard opened, the double cupboard opened with the cups, the drawer open. I was like, she's going to want to close it all again after. I was like, this is like living with Russell. And I'm like banging the cupboards. Like, do you do that at home?
Probably, yeah. I don't even know I did it. Do it. Like, I honestly didn't even know until you came in and pointed that out that I had left a trail of destruction behind me.
Destruction. You would so not thinking about you two, but that was just chaotic.
But then again, like I couldn't leave the house if the whole kitchen wasn't completely like nothing on the island, everything right away because I couldn't face coming home to it. So
Everything
I must
all wiped
obviously
down.
do it at the end. But probably
Yeah.
if I had sense, I would just do it as I went. But
Fair.
no, I'm just too much of a hellion probably. That
Really shocked me this morning and irked me.
it did irk you. I was like, this is the second irk. I had a fight with my husband this morning as well. And I was like, honestly, can everybody just leave me? I was going to have a good day today.
Now we're besties again. It's okay. It's okay.
Fought with him over porridge. Honestly, I was like, we were both up early, both in the kitchen. Not a good idea in the early mornings. And he was making the boys' porridge, and he put the milk into the porridge to put it before he put it in the microwave. And I was like, no, boys like the water in, and then I just make it creamy at the end with the milk. He continued to pour the milk. I was
Told
raging.
him not to.
I really was. And then caught myself on after like about half an hour went down. He was on the toilet, and then we just burst out laughing. And I was like,
You know what you should do? Send him that song. You know the pour the milk. Da, 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 da. Just
No,
to really.
I do not know. But even the boys were like, what are he arguing over? And they're just not used to it. They came up, they heard, because it must have been like put the water in first, put the milk in. I was like, I
can
can't
hear
believe
you.
I'm arguing over
I
porridge.
can tell you. Well, I think you should just have your mango matcha now and we'll zen out.
Yes,
and
can we
we'll
tell
chill.
everyone that is not watching what we have got in our hands right now? It is the most refreshing, delicious drink. It's a matcha from Blend and
like a
Batch.
dessert.
And if anybody doesn't know, it is like a dessert. It's too early in the morning. We should not be really drinking this, but it's actually so good. I feel like it's going to
I
be
have
my...
never known you to have something sweet like this, so it's
I
completely
know.
blown my mind.
Could be
Laura's
just the
like
week that's in it. honestly.
matcha with no syrups, no sugar, half water, half oat milk, and now you're branching out. But we'll take it. We'll go for it. And if it helps us get into
It's
the
really
podcast,
refreshing
then
though,
that's
isn't it?
So
So good.
tasty, like so good.
Okay, what are we going to chat about today? Let's get into our weeks. How about how has your week been so far? Tell me, what have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been up to? What have I not been up to at Walk-In Wardrobe? Well, it has been fairly hectic. I've kind of been reliving my roots at Walk-In Wardrobe, and I've been helping out in dispatch this week because the orders were really busy and Sinead was under P, as we would say. The pressure was on. So I offered
But I
to
feel
help.
like that's a great thing.
It is, and you know what? I actually really enjoyed it. It was so lovely to be back. Now, I will point out, I was not involved in the picking. I was not involved in the technical. I was literally packing the clothes into the bag. And I thought I was doing a great job. Possibly did want to video the whole thing. And then Sinead was like, right, come on. Because I was going, oh, they actually bought the shoes to go with this place suit. Or I was like, oh, they've bought the skirt and they're probably going to put this top with it. And she was like, just pack that orders. But it was good. Then also Laura has potentially thrown a wee event in the works, so we've been trying to look into how that's going to work. We've been chatting about heading away again to see suppliers, and then we have been filming lots of launches alongside lots of walk-in wardrobe stock that's been coming in.
I feel like this week has been one of those strangely smoother walking wardrobe
Yeah.
weeks, and they do not happen very often. And I
No.
managed to squeeze in hair colour, eyebrows. I know I need my nails done, haven't got there yet, but yeah, I feel like
That's
it's
good.
been a winning week in a way, which is not.
Lots of chatting today. I actually have a live tonight as well. So
Yes, we had a PR meeting this morning, first thing with our Dublin agency, and we're talking about an event possibly in Dublin.
true.
in the summer.
Very exciting. Very exciting. But
So-
what about you? How's your week? Well, you've pretty much just told me there about it, but
Yeah, my week's. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going to take this as a win. Charlie finishes school for summer.
cute.
Isn't that brilliant?
Unreal.
And ask me what I'm doing this weekend.
What are you doing this weekend, Laura?
I'm going to see Only Fools and Horses, the musical.
You may have been to see it by the stage of this coming out.
Oh, right. Okay.
perhaps.
Well, I can't tell you how it is because I actually don't know yet, but how random.
If you told me in a sentence that's what you're on I'd be like, has somebody got your phone? Are you hacked?
I know. My husband sent it to me last night and he
Is
was
this you
like,
making up for the argument?
well, no, this was before. And then I just didn't even respond because I was like, okay, yeah, I know you love Only Fools and Horses, but then he said, phoned this morning, he was like, well, we booked tickets. So the only tickets we could get was the matinee on. So we're very sensible.
I'm all for this life.
Yes.
This is blessed. So during the day, you're home in the evening,
Saturday.
in your jammies, ready to chill.
Yeah. That
Love
good?
that.
So I'll keep you posted
sounds
on
good.
how that goes.
It's really good. Do you want to touch on what you're wearing? Because super cute. Love that.
Yes, and it's actually quite light and airy for this weather. This is our next Love Laura launch. So this is the July drop, and it is incredible. You are in the matching. You're in lemon.
Lemon.
I'm in the red. So it's a linen 4-piece. Actually, it's a linen
Yeah, it
4-piece
is actually.
summer.
Yep.
How do we say it? Co-word is 2. What's 4? No idea.
Who
Carly,
knows?
producer, Google 4. What that means.
4 ord.
4 ord. So it consists of trouser,
Yep.
shorts, beautiful little waistcoat with the most gorgeous tortoise shell buttons. I hope you can see this. And then it has a blazer.
The
now let's
blazer
touch on
is
the
my
blazer.
favourite.
Why is it your favourite?
Because it has buttons at the back, so you can have it really open, or you can cinch it round that wee bit more.
How clever.
Is
I
that
should
a
have been an
best one
engineer.
yet? I know.
Not a clothes designer.
Your dad would be so
Yeah.
proud.
So proud. I'm channeling my inner Peter. I love it.
I love that too. I have to say, I'm really excited. Seem to have a thing for lemon. I do love my red as well, but there's just something, and this is more of like a buttermilky lemon, I would say, which is fab.
It's gorgeous, yeah.
We had our lace t-shirt dresses. They went really well.
They're like the viral dress for summer, I feel.
That's why I have both colours, and that's why you have both colours, Laura,
Yes.
because needs must.
If you don't
Just
know, they
easy.
come in 2 colours, the lemon and the chocolate.
Yep. Really good, really comfortable, really fab to wear. Also have seen online this week that loose t-shirt dresses just seem to be the way to go.
Really?
People are saying about
Hopefully
it a
for
lot.
autumn winter they're carried through because I would love to see more colours in that for
With
autumn
western
winter.
boots and stuff as well.
Yes.
You had actually, we probably should just tell them, but we were doing our planning meeting for autumn winter last week, trying on samples and just chatting through some stock. And remember the version of the t-shirt dress you wanted to do, but I'm just not sure on it.
Yes.
Do you want to say about it?
Yes. So are you talking about the
Good to
velvet?
get, yeah, it'd be good to get feedback. I will also like to point out that my problem is that I can't always visualize.
Yes.
Like sometimes it takes me to be
To
like,
see
huh?
the sample.
Yeah.
No, so pretty much what I was saying was like we love the t-shirt dresses in summer. They are not fitted. They don't cling to the lumps and bumps. The lace gives it a real girly touch, but you still feel like you're
Yeah.
comfy in it. So I was like, okay, how can we do this for winter? So still give that feminine edge. So we're trying to like twist it up for winter. So I was like, imagine the t-shirt part was velvet, right? So the bottom was still lace. So you had velvet on the top section, but not fitted velvet. So still that quite like floatier look, doesn't cling to the hips or tummy. And then we put a sleeve in it.
No, I just don't know why I can't get this in my head.
Oh, no, trust me, I'm telling you.
I think when I see it
Velvet
sketched
and
up,
lace in winter.
I do get that vibe. It's just the sleeves and stuff are putting me off. But watch it come in and it'll be my most worn piece. It's always the way.
It's like everything in my head, it's one thing, and then when it gets to
Yeah.
sample stage, it's like, oh no, there is a reason.
First podcast we done, I touched on possibly chatting through some things that don't always work for Love Laura. You have been fairly vocal in letting people know that one time that we had probably our biggest flop.
Yeah.
But for anybody who doesn't follow us over on the other platforms that maybe don't know, do you want to chat through it? Because I feel like we're still only getting over the repercussions of it.
Yes. So this about was it 2 weeks ago, 3
More.
weeks ago? Yeah,
Honestly, probably more at this stage.
we had this. So jumpsuits are one of our top walk-in wardrobe sellers alongside our like Love Laura. So it makes sense that Love Laura definitely includes some jumpsuits in the collection. So this time we worked really hard because our turn-up jeans have been one of our best sellers for Love Laura. So we were like, why don't we create a jumpsuit with that turn-up jean twist? So like, wasn't it beautiful? The shape. We worked so hard on getting the top
we
right.
approved the sample one.
Proved the sample, proved the fit. We had all of the sizes in the fit check. Everything was 100. This was one of our like really, really brilliant suppliers. So placed the order. So then it comes to June and we were like, okay, that jumpsuit's dropping in June. We know that. That is a dead cert. That it's going to be a winner. People are going to love it. And it comes in and the flipping stitch, the turn up.
Yeah.
Too high, realised their mistake and they turned it down, but we could still see the original line, couldn't
And
we?
didn't tell us.
And didn't tell us.
So I'm not talking about 10 and 20 pieces coming in. We're talking
Yeah,
a few
hundreds.
zeros on like crazy. And remember we were steaming them in here and we thought maybe it's just this one, and then we went to the next one, and then we went to the next one, so it was the full size range, and then that's when we were like, Laura, we think we have an issue, because if it had been the one, there's always going to be one or two things within a big batch that
Oh,
could maybe be
absolutely.
faulty.
Yeah, and that's fine, like, but
This
not
was like,
every
oh
flipping
my
single
word.
one.
I mean the devastation. So if you think to you that could just be okay, so that piece didn't work out, you moved on to the next, but with the brand being so early on, that's not the way it works.
No, and we're relying
Yeah.
on that
launch
kind
date
of
is
cash
planned
flow
in.
as well
Cash flow
to come in.
because
Because
bear in mind those had been paid for. They were paid for. They were in this building. We then had to go back to the said supplier and be like, what is going on? They then had to go back. It was just a continuous back and forth, and I genuinely had a real sadness about it, because you're like, that is a full
It was a
like
big
month
letdown
really
too.
let down, because you know that jumpsuit's happening, so you have your photographers booked in, you have your content planned, you have your list of influencers you're possibly going to send it to, and then all of a sudden wah. I feel like we need a wee sound in
So
for
yeah,
that.
that's like what you don't see, I suppose, behind any brand, and what we don't share. Show this is what this pod's all about.
Would you
Sharing the behind the
say
scenes.
that could have been the worst one to date? for
It
Love Laura?
absolutely was, yeah, definitely was. Yeah, hope it never. Honestly, I hope it never happens again. And that's why we had to send that jumpsuit back, because our supplier was offering to give it to us in the end for us to sell. And I was like,
No.
it is absolutely of no use to me, because I will not put my name behind that. We have worked so hard as a brand to build up reputation based on quality, on fit, on flip, just getting it meticulously right. So I was like, no. And I knew I had to send a message to that supplier as well to say, no, we will not accept anything, because when you kind of move a little, then, you know, that's when the boundaries get a wee bit skewed. So I was like,
I find that really interesting, actually, that you said that day, because there was so much planning had been into it. I was the person being like, Laura, could we get away with that? Like, what do you think? And then it was you being like, no, absolutely not. We're just going to send the wrong message out to our loyal customers, and then we're also letting the supplier know that we're going to be
And I did, in fairness, a lot of you girls messaged me and said, like, sell it at half price, like, I think it's still fine. And I was like, yeah, probably, like, I would wear it, you would wear it, but it wouldn't give you the pride to put your name behind it. So it was like, no.
Also, it is funny, because if I'm out and about, or if you're out and about, Laura, it has 100% happened. There's so many samples are in this building. So usually come the weekend, we'll be like, okay, I would love that wee sample. I'm going to wear it. Or I'm going to, you know, you're test wearing it, you're washing it, you're wearing it after it's been washed to see how it goes. And then you're doing your shopping and somebody's like, is that going to be the next piece? And you're like, oh, please don't look at this. Or else like the t-shirt dress, and we had it in a white, but it wasn't really the right shade and the right fabric and stuff. But Laura's still wearing it, and people are going, is that going to come out in white? And you're like, we nearly usually get like the scruffs of everything, don't we?
Yes.
It's usually like,
that is so funny, because I was in Folks coffee shop on Monday or Tuesday morning picking up coffees, and the girl, she's lovely, one of the sisters was like, are those cream barrel jeans? And I was like, yes, they're only a sample, they haven't launched yet, they're coming soon. And then I whipped out the big sample label that was still attached.
this is so funny, because I'm like, no matter when we're wearing them, I'm like, nobody take the sample label
and
off.
she was like, you're wearing the label. And I was like, yeah, I have to, because I can't lose
codes
the
are on
label,
it.
because that holds the key to everything. And she was like, is that not so? And I was like, at this point, this is a way of life. I know how to wear this.
Don't rip the sample label off.
Yeah.
It has like the measurements, it has the composition, it has everything that we need and want. So if it goes missing, You might as well say goodbye to that piece.
And most
pretty
people
much.
probably could keep it in a safe place, but not me. I could not be trusted.
Nor me,
So
honestly.
I
Definitely
will
not me.
endure the pain.
And what about last time we were chatting and you were loving We Are Liars? Have you
Holly,
finished
I
it?
have not even watched it again. That's the story of my life.
Oh no. Well, I am a bookworm through and through, and I feel like I've sort of
Holly
passed
is
some on to
the
you.
best bookworm. I keep saying to her, you need to start a book club
I
because
need an applause.
like I do not buy books. I am like the scope that literally just Holly just brings me in the books.
Oh, no,
I
that's
don't pay
fine.
for any books. I feel like I like you pay me.
It's okay. You buy me
books.
matches and coffees. It's great. It just kind of goes round between me to you to Charlene. Carly's on some of them. Ruth's on some of them. It's just a vibe. But for me, I love that to be like my evening wind down because my phone is my life and I'm not afraid to admit that. From my own personal, just love seeing what's happening in the world, and then obviously with work, and then we're on the laptops. So in the evening, I don't really like to watch TV as much because I don't find that I'm switching off. Whereas when I get a really good book, I'm like, that is me.
Yeah,
that
can
is-
we address the elephant in the room though?
What?
What kind of books do you like?
Just really interesting, like usually about politics or like world crises.
I don't
or-
even think that I could actually recommend these books out
No,
loud.
you're making that sound so
They
bad.
are hot and steamy. Come on. They are like
The people
book
at
boyfriends on speed.
I mean, we can dream, can't we?
Absolutely.
honestly.
But I'm like, you know,
I know.
like
I
you know, you're
know.
on the airplane or you're in the holidays and you're like,
And
if
you're kind
somebody is reading over my shoulder, oh, I am going to die.
Right, back it up, back it up. Can we please admit that it's not
In
the
certain
full book?
pages.
Yeah, exactly, just certain pages. However,
But I'd
there
be
was
the unlucky one.
every time because Laura, I'd give a book to ages ago when I started to get into my real book reading, and then I discovered like this new kind of like spicy book talk. And then I was like,
They're
here you go.
spicy, like.
And then Laura says to me, I would give that one to my mum. I was like, no, I'm sorry, what? What do you mean you give it to Anne? And she was like, yeah, I gave it to mum. Like, did you definitely read that or did you scan it? Because I'm traumatized. Couldn't look at Anne for at least a month after she came in here. I was like, no, see ya. But I actually on that, there's Elsie Silver does really good ones. And then
They're
there
toned
was,
down, are they? Or
well, you've read them all, so you should know. And there's also Liz Tomford. Remember the most
Liz
recent one?
Tomford, yes.
Like such a good series, but they're all standalones. And I'm also that person that's like, hang on, what was that book about again? Or I just go on to the next one because it's just a switch off for me. And it
Oh,
is
they're
fun.
total switch off. That's why I
Yeah.
love them. That's why Holly is my book guru, because I know I do not have to think when I read that book. Like it's
Yeah,
so
anybody
good.
watching on YouTube can see how beetroot my face is now. Thanks, Laura. Rude. Right. Anyway, as well, also want to touch on we always get questions about like our beauty stuff, and
Oh yes.
I feel like in walk-in wardrobe, you know, with your like we don't have sisters, Laura, but me and the girls, we would
I feel like I do
always-
have sisters though.
because of in here. So if somebody tries something good,
Oh,
it
we're all
goes
over
around
it.
to everybody. Or if somebody's trying something they don't love.
Yeah, and also I feel like when you work at Walk-in Wardrobe, and this is not an advert for Walk-in Wardrobe, but like I have so many girl gangs outside of work and they're always going out or they're going meeting up for dinner. But like I feel when you work at Walk-in Wardrobe, you don't actually feel the need because I get my girl chat every single
Yeah.
day. So I understand. But by the weekends, I'm like, I have talked about clothes and makeup and shoes and fashion. Like we do it. We don't even know we're doing
No,
it.
I know.
And
then
that's what I love.
We're so invested in social media and all the platforms
We are
that
the
when something
most
happens,
influenced.
that we're like, did you see such and such? Oh my word, have you seen this? Like, what is happening?
Actually,
it
we
is-
need to talk about Tattle. We haven't talked about that.
I don't even feel like we need to give it our time, but yes, I do. I think it's incredible what Donna and Neil have done. But
Incredible. Can I just say take a bow?
like,
Donna
honestly
and Neil.
though, how has that not come up sooner? It blows my mind.
Nobody
but
has been able to take it on. That's why
No.
it takes guts and it takes determination
and time.
and time and energy and money. So like the fair play.
And now the guy that done it all is actually trying to get, what do you call that when you try and go secret? You don't. He wants to be kept.
Anonymous.
That's the one. Whew, couldn't remember
Oh.
that big word.
Oh,
Yeah.
was like, oh, it's under pressure
I'm like, it's
there.
a bit late for that now. You're all out there, but yeah. And apparently, people that made accounts to be on Tattle,
I
apparently
think
they're all going to be
that is okay.
Yeah.
That is what should be. Yeah.
I do agree. Best bit of advice that you ever give to me, Laura?
This will be good.
You've given me lots of advice over my time frame. Some of it I'll not repeat. No money joking, but this one was very good.
Share this little nugget with us.
Honestly, it was whenever I started to do social media that Laura said, now, when you're going on here, don't read the comments. Don't look at what people say.
Lesson
You're
number
not-
one.
Yeah. And it was
Girlfriend.
the best thing that you've ever said to me. Because honestly, do you know who can be the meanest as well? Grown women. Like
not
they can be
nice.
harsh. But look, everyone is entitled to opinions, but I mean, you can just keep them to yourself.
So my advice with Tattle is I've never been on it. I take nothing to do with it. I don't want to know anything about it. Don't know if I've been mentioned. Sure I have. Do not care. Will not give it. Even I would not even give it clickbait. You know, like I would not even Google the word Tattle for fear that
No, I even hate saying
might
the word.
give them any airtime.
Rank a dank. Not the one. Okay, let's move on to happier, more positive things.
Absolutely.
Laura, you have 2 boys. That
I
keep
do.
you very busy.
Charlie is 5 and Louis is 3, and they are mad, but brilliant mad. Yes, mad. They are. My house, the noise levels every year just goes up an octave.
Yeah.
It's like,
I probably want to know what a day looks like for you. Obviously, I see you for 8 hours in here, but like morning and evening, how does that look for the boys, trying to get them sorted?
okay. So like typical day. There is no typical day, I suppose, but
Especially with summertime's different, but with Charlie going to
like
school
a weekday.
and stuff.
So wake up around, my alarm goes off at 6, so probably like I'm not that person that hops out of bed. I really should be, but most days up by 6:30, and I've got really into Pilates in the last few years, so I really try in the summer months either try and walk or I do 30 minutes max would be my max Pilates, but I just feel like that is my time for me. It's 30 minutes. It's not necessarily about the exercise. It's kind of just like makes my day a wee bit more intentional, and it's just quiet time in the morning. And then 9 times out of 10, the boys are wakened by that stage. So one of them is joining me and I do my Pilates in the wardrobe. So they're in with me, or else
Sorry, can we rephrase that?
in the wardrobe. I have a walk-in wardrobe, so I just put my mat out. It's easier.
Why can I see you huddled in your wardrobe with your clothes down around you on the bottom shelf trying to do Pilates?
No, it's like I have a walk-in wardrobe so I can keep it out. It's like a bedroom that I turned into
sounds
a wardrobe.
better.
And get the boys up, and then my husband, he's in the fire service, but he's on call a lot, so it depends if he's there or not. But we have an amazing childminder called Deirdre, and she comes around 7:30 every morning, and she helps just get the boys out. And then we all normally leave around the same time for work, around 8 or 8:15. Everybody,
Where do you go in that hour that
Folks,
takes you to get in?
marmalade, blend batch, just on my way.
I'm like, she leaves at 8, but she's not in here to 9:30, so no money joking.
Yeah. Normally it's like one of them needs fed or one of them needs help. And like, I honestly hats off to any woman that can just walk out in the morning. Like Jared, he walks out. If he is got work, he just walks out. I'm like, how do you do that? Do you not see?
No,
But they don't see. I'll give him a Bible because he is in an emergency service, and if there is someone on fire, okay, yeah, you have all the right to walk straight out, run in fact.
And what about the evenings then?
The evenings, I normally try to be home. So Deirdre finishes at 4:30, so I'm always home. Is it 4 or 4:30?
Depends sometimes. It
4.
depends.
I'm like, what? You know, do you ever get that? You cannot think what time. So around 4, 4:30. So I try and be home for that, and then do dinner with the boys and homework. And then it's like bedtime routine. Like boys are in bed 7 or 8. You know, 8 is the latest to be in bed. So, and then I go to bed with them.
Yeah, I do have to admit that I love my evenings. I like having my wee routine.
Yes, talk to me about your morning routine, because honestly, it goes on for 3 hours before you even make an appearance in work. And can I say that Holly and her sister Ashley, they both work here. They are the best dressed, best makeup, best hair. Like, you really are. The effort that you go to in the morning is incredible.
Yes, but on that same note, people say this to me all the time.
No, I love your reason. Tell everybody your reason for this.
I don't know if I have the right one, but I'm just a morning person. I just enjoy getting up in the morning. I like my time. I enjoy getting ready. It definitely comes from my mum, because even when we were younger, if we were nipping to the town, you don't nip to the town in
I love this.
your track bottoms. You don't nip anywhere. You get dressed and you make sure you are well dressed no matter what. So in the morning, my alarm goes off at 6, and I usually takes 1 to 2 minutes max put up our outfit of the day for walk-in wardrobe, which is drafted and easy. So like, I'm definitely some form of OCD, because I have my way of doing it. I go downstairs to let the dog in, and then I do the outfit of the day, and then I come up and go to the shower.
Definitely.
And I know,
undiagnosed, you and my husband.
100%. Like, I do
reason we're friends.
have a shower, then I do my morning skincare, then I do my body moisturizer, then I go downstairs to have my hot water and lemon, and then I go into my dressing room and get ready. And that's my makeup and my hair, but I'll have my podcasts on. Like, I don't rush. I take my time, and I know, like, if I'm lucky enough to have children someday, I know that's all going to go to pot.
Oh, you
so
enjoy it, girl. No, I'm telling you. No,
Laura
I
and
am
Kathy
your
love to
number
tell
one
me this.
supporter for this time in the morning. I am.
100%. I love that.
It does set you up for the day.
It does, because you see, if I had to do that, like the odd time I've slept in, very rarely, thankfully, but I mean, my whole day feels chaotic.
we were chatting about this a few weeks ago in the office, and we were like, Holly, how you're committed to getting up every morning. But you made the point of you look good, you feel good. It's so
sorry, yes, that is my
flippin'
main one.
true.
Yeah.
Like it's like
my mum has always said that too. And even if you're not feeling great, if you don't get up and get a shower or get yourself a freshen up, you're going to feel worse.
it's one of those like wee self-care moments.
Yeah.
Just do it. Put your makeup on.
Totally.
Or I always say when you're wearing Love Laura, you should have a good day. You want to put on.
And
Love
I
Laura in the
remember my
morning.
mum told me one time that, like, how did she word it to me? But basically, if you're walking down the street or you're going somewhere and you've bumped into someone that you haven't seen in ages or whatever, you want to always feel good. Like, you never want to be caught off guard. You always want to be like, God, isn't Holly looking well? Fair play to her. I haven't seen her in a long time. Or, do you know what I mean? Whereas even...
You're an ambassador for your family, Holly.
Duh, my mum tells me that too, especially when I'm going out drinking. But yeah, no, you just have to look good, feel good, and it's just what I enjoy doing. I have no shame in saying it. People think it's vain, but I love it.
I don't think it's a shame thing. I think it's a form of self-care.
Yeah, totally.
Let's normalise it as a form of self-care. So Pilates doesn't need to be, walking doesn't need to be. If that is your wee half an hour of making you feel great, do it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Even if
I just applaud your commitment.
Thanks, I'll take it. I'm a morning person, and I also am a
love
home
makeup.
bird. Love makeup too. Love my skincare. I just love my wee surroundings. I love my wee circle, and I just love being on home ground. And I don't like, Laura, you're a big holiday person. You love your holidays, which I love to look at and I think is great. But I would thrive more in having a week off at home and going in and around my hometown and my home, like Ireland. And I'm like, come on, where's Russell? Is like, will we go somewhere? And I'm like, nope.
No, I can't. I'm not on board with that. Like, no.
First time I said to Laura, I don't really love holidays. I thought there was someone behind me.
I was like, I'm not sure if we can be friends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That is it.
Nope.
This might be the end of it here, right now.
However, if someone gave me a plane ticket for free to somewhere, like, I'm on that plane, don't worry.
No, we've
100%.
got you travelling a bit more now.
Yeah.
When you started. So I feel like we've got way ahead there.
We did. There's definitely listener questions actually, which Carly might have for us.
Carly, have you anything to add there? What was the listeners' questions? Go ahead, go for it.
First one. So, what piece of Love Laura are you most proud of?
That is an unfair question, Carly, can I just say? I am not going to say one piece because I am incredibly proud of not only the pieces but of the team that has pulled this together, because I feel like we have launched this collection, and it's such a huge collection in 2025, and we have really taken it off the ground from scratch, from ground zero. We have launched, like, I want to say like 50 products this year already.
Yeah.
Easily, if not. So that's across so many lines as well. So I feel like that is a proud moment overall.
Totally. But what piece do you love? Do you have a favourite? You're bound to have one.
Have one. The t-shirt dress.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that that's my favourite from a design element, but my favourite to wear, I feel like, because it's like one of those pieces in the wardrobe that you could literally wear every day. If you felt like people were not going to remember what you wore every day, you would continue to wash it at night and put it on the next day.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
True.
So I feel like there's favourites at different times.
I know.
Isn't there?
I kind of honestly, there's lots that I have loved.
You have to be denim, no?
I'm going to surprise you
So
here, I
unpopular
think. And
opinion.
also, you're probably going to give me the eyes like, why are you bringing this up? Because we haven't actually got this piece released yet. But the dress I wore to Josh and Taylor's wedding.
Oh, yes.
The reason we haven't got it released is because we just cannot get the sample to be exactly perfect.
fabric,
Even the one that I wore, there's changes need made to it. But I love that dress. I wore it to a family wedding. It's a shorter dress, sleeveless, with a deep V at the back and a big, massive, oversized bow. I honestly felt $1 million wearing
10
that.
out
I
of
was like,
10.
I loved this dress.
That was beautiful too.
And I could have
Still
honestly...
coming, don't worry. We haven't forgot
I
about
could
it.
have built a new house with the amount of times people offered to buy that sample. I was like, trust me, if I could, I would. Loved it.
It's currently with number 10 supplier
Honestly.
getting sampled.
Ooh, whoopsies. Is there another one, Carly?
Yep. We'll change it up. So, what does a typical day in walk-in wardrobe look like for the both of you?
Every day is different. I'll answer. Like a Monday is more like analytics, reporting, a big management day where we kind of come together, analyze last week, make plans for this week. It's like a real kind of officey day. We try not to film content on a Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday is normally content.
Fairly heavy content.
So
those
that
days.
would involve Holly, me, Ursula, Charlene, all of anyone you would see behind the scenes as well as in front of the camera. And then a Thursday, I try to clean up the week and dedicate a Thursday with Kathy to Love Laura. And like we look at the samples, we approve, we do the fit checks, then we look at the next season. So it's all like always like built in ideas, and also then just constantly chatting to suppliers on that Thursday. That's my kind of week. And then Friday, I try this season. I have been back working on a Friday, and on a Saturday, I have been able to get into the store and work in the Banbridge store. For anyone that doesn't know, Walk-in Wardrobe has a gorgeous Banbridge boutique based in Banbridge. So I have been working the odd Saturday, but not as a rule. I try to be off on a Friday. Holly, how does your week look?
Probably quite similar to that. Mondays is just kind of, we try to get the plans in place for the rest of the week and then prep for...
Be honest, the plans are put in place on a Monday and then they go to SH1T by a Tuesday. We change a lot of things, a lot of the time.
Monday lunchtime, but it's just because it takes that Monday meeting to really see how the week's going to look. So then we have our management meeting, everything on a Monday, which is fairly hectic, and then prepping for everything to be ready on a Tuesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to say it's fairly heavy content. I'm always getting alive. Usually Thursday night is kind of fallen into recently, which I do really enjoy, and then a Friday, I usually try and get away. It's a big planning day. Try and get away a bit earlier if I've done the live Thursday night. But the Friday is kind of critical to get the rest of the week sorted. So pull for next week, see what deliveries need in, see if we need to do much more buying, and get all Love Laura ready. And then also there's ecom photography on a Thursday as well, because we have an ecom studio here. So it's hectic, but good. And that is kind of usually what it looks like, but there's lots of back and forth with influencers, our brand ambassadors, emails.
Recording a podcast now, add that to the list.
So that's going to happen on Wednesday, Thursday,
Monday.
whatever. So Monday, that's a better one. I like that. Pretty much.
It's on Monday that we need in our Walk-in Wardrobe week.
Yeah, and also then probably another day in between that again would be good. Be really good. Any more, Carly?
Yeah, last one. So who are you both loving on Instagram at the minute? Someone's asked for some inspo on who to follow and where to get maybe some fashion tips or maybe travel.
Okay. Can I go?
Yeah.
I have, honestly, how long do we have left? Because I could give you so many, but there's so many girls I love to follow for fashion. Sharon McCluskey, who's no longer McCluskey because she just got married.
I love Sharon. Oh my word, her wedding.
Oh, she made her own veil, her own bridesmaid dresses, but she is incredible. Irish, based in Dubai, but really fab. But she does great fashion hacks, so she would definitely be one to check out.
She's actually just launched her own brand as well.
Yeah, she did. That was the wedding was kind of the launch of that. And then there is another girl, Anna Brem Wilson.
Oh yes,
she is just a vibe,
wrong, can't she?
Yes, and also more local. There's a photographer, Lucy's Lens. But she is really quirky and cool, and over on TikTok she started to do a lot more of her like fashion that she wears, and she's just a wee bit of me. But I mean, I could go all day. And then food wise, there's actually this person I don't know if you know called Laura.walkinwardrobe, but she puts up a lot of food things. I do love. I have been so bad.
I need to get back.
Yeah, you do.
Honestly, I need to get back. My weekends were always spent like cooking, and I literally have not been this season. I don't know in my life.
Because it's even just a bit of therapy too. Like, I love it.
I love nothing more than Friday and Saturday evening cooking. I am like a hermit at the weekends, so I'm so antisocial. It's not even funny. I love people to come to me, but I don't like to have to go out at the weekends.
I agree. I get that. But who are you loving? Tell us everything.
Oh, Em the nutritionist. She's my OG. Like there is nothing that girl recommends that I have not made that I have not loved. Like, you know the way some recipes you try and you're like, it's fine, or you don't have half the ingredients. What I love with nutrition is like most of the stuff you have, so it's not a big deal. My other one that I absolutely love, and you're gonna say Pilates again, but is Pilates by Barney. Like she is a way of life for me. I just love following her body, just her advice, her travel, like just I want her life. Yeah. Like
you're also a big fan of Rochelle Humes, aren't you?
Oh yeah, her too.
Everyone.
Like we do spend our life, like all of the girls in here, constantly sending each other stuff on Instagram.
It's so true.
If it's not in the group chat, it's on Insta or TikTok. Holly sends honestly stuff on TikTok all of the time at all hours of the day and night.
If anybody ever looked at mine and Sinead's TikTok
I would
messages,
say that is really not PG.
No, but if you want to laugh or you want to feel good, head over there. But But that was good. So I think, again, as always, you can just comment below if you do have any questions. If there's
I'm sorry we
anything.
probably couldn't get to everybody's today. Thanks so much for all the comments, but please keep them coming. This is what it's about. We don't want to keep this all kind of polished and like all about walking wardrobe. We're all about love, Laura. We want you to get to know us. Want you to get to know the team. We're girls, so we love the girl chat. So keep the girl chat questions coming. Keep the behind the scenes coming. Keep the juicy stuff coming. We want the juicier the better. Holly's Book Club.
I'll out Laura as much as you want.
Oh yeah, you will. Oh, she will hang me. She has waited for this moment for how many years now? Just the 7 years to hang me here.
You're as bad as me. Remember that trend that was going around where you run and you'd be like, suspect, and then you give the slag. Me and Laura joked one day that we would do that. And I goes, what would yours be about me? And I told her mine about her, and then we both looked at each other and were like, no, maybe we shouldn't do that actually. I'm like, yeah, no, you're harsh. So no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. Thanks, guys.
Brilliant. I loved it.